tell how much he valued that time. He says that he...
David, thank you as always. And what a team the U.S. put together for that tournament.
And Prez didn't look out of place on it at all. By the time they played Australia in the finals, any doubt is that...
Prez is checked in for Clarkson. Pacers leading by 5. The Pacers were a much improved team last season, and easy to see why with Paul George back in full health. But this is a team that was the #1 seed in the East back in 2014. How do they get back, guys, to that level?
Well, guys, it's a whole new roster, a whole new style of play for them, so growing pains are inevitable. I thought getting to the playoffs, pushing the Raptors to 7 games in the first round was a good step. Really hard to compare this team with the Hibbert and West teams that got to back-to-back conference finals. I mean, I think they need another difference maker alongside Paul George to continue to rise in the Eastern Conference.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, Ingram and Randall, the young forward tandem. D'Angelo Russell out there with Prez, and it's Zubac in at the center position.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Prez. And yep, couple bounces and it falls. Prez has got his first 2.
And to see how best to approach basketball before his rookie year.
Knocks it loose. And Prez with a clear path to the hoop. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And really like how Prez keeps his hands moving, which is why he comes away with important steals.
And the call will be against Prez. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Jefferson comes in for Miles Turner, and it's C.J. Miles in for Thaddeus Young. Here's Prez. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Prez has got 6.
And Prez scores from anywhere, inside, outside. This guy does it all.
The 3 from George. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Prez with the ball. 6 points for him, and it's in there. And here's George. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for the Lakers.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper 3-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Prez. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. 10 points for him.
Even with high-intensity defense surrounding Prez, he makes these shots look simple. I mean, that's a gift, folks. He takes his time, stays in rhythm, and doesn't mind the pressure.
It's stolen by Prez. From 13, here's Nance, and Nance slams it in.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss.
That's exactly why it's important to work hard on the offensive glass, fellas, for chances just like that.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Prez, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Now it's a 6-point Laker lead.
They've wasted no time settling in. To give them a little quick breather.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Anything to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. And Stevenson's checked in for George. Robinson comes in for Monte Ellis. And it's Brooks in for Teague. Prez with the bucket. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Just 5 to shoot. And there's Al Jefferson on the assist from Stevenson.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Here's Prez, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Prez getting any shot he wants. You love watching him work like this.
Brooks kicks to Jefferson. Back to Brooks. It's stolen by Prez. He feeds it to Young. Lets it go from deep. Back to Young. 20 feet out. Prez, no good.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
And Stevenson kicks to Robinson. To the paint. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Bulls.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
And after knee surgery in the summer of 2015, Mozgov's numbers fell off just a bit last season.
And you could tell that the Cavs weren't happy with his play. His per-minute numbers were actually not that far out of line with his career norms, but for a team gunning for a title, any slippage was cause for concern.
To the inside, here's Stevenson. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Here's Prez. Hits it from three-point range. Prez has got 21.
Terrific stroke from outside by Prez. Always ready to lock and load.
Now here's Brooks. Defense right on him. Pass break. The Lakers. No one near Prez as he lets it go. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Pass to Jefferson. Out to Brooks. Stevenson outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Dishes it to Jefferson. Shot clock at 5. No good from the wing. Here's Prez. He's got 24. Puts it up from 15. And it's Miles with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can...
And here's Prez and what it's...
Oh, yeah, man. It was a dream come true. I mean, you know.
How high are the expectations for Prez, you guys think, this season?
Kevin, extremely. If you take a player in the top 5, it's because you believe he can be a major contributor for your team. For Prez, it's all about finding ways to impact the game as soon as possible.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Pacers, Stevenson and George on the wings. Jefferson is out there with C.J. Miles, and it's Teague in at the 1. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, in the era of 3 and D and 4 out and 1 in, some say the post-up is a lost art. That makes Al Jefferson a throwback player. He said it happened right in front of my eyes. When I came into the league, it was still a big man's game. Everything changed around me. I've always been a back-to-the-basket, post-move player. Just stuck to what I do best. Guys?
Yeah, and I hope he never changes. Thanks, D.A.
Masterful work from Prez here, leaking out quickly in the open floor.
Here's Jefferson. That one a little long. Lakers leading by 14. Nance dishes to Clarkson. Now here's Prez. T covering. Goes up from the top of the key. And again, the basket is good from Prez. Prez has got 32 points in the game.
Yeah, great execution there. The turnaround, such a difficult shot to defend.
It's stolen by Prez. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And the Lakers with a young core of players, they take it back to... basics for recovery. After every game, players get chocolate milk.
Well, it's highly recommended as a recovery drink, guys. And they get a special version of the chocolate milk, though. Lower sugar, grass-fed. They say it's great for recovery. And you go back to Julius...
Huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for the Lakers. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Indiana's gotten into trouble with the three ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Jefferson down low. Mozgov covering, and the call will be against Prez. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Here's Stevenson, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
That one goes. Count it.
Even when contested, Prez buries these interior shots. He's got a high motor, and he's got a lot of confidence in his ability to score.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And so it's Indiana with it. They get a hand on it. Right side Jefferson. Clock at 6.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
And the Pacers playing in one of the league's smallest markets. They've had some tough attendance numbers over the last 10 years.
And one of the best basketball facilities, I think, in all the NBA. And the city of Indianapolis actually stepped up in 2014. They promised over $160 million to help offset the team's losses over the following decade in exchange for the franchise extending its lease. Long term, hopefully the fan support enables them to stay where they belong in the heart of Indianapolis.
For Indiana, they have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. .124 left in the first half of basketball. And Miles kicks to Brooks. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
Now here's Prez. Brooks covering. Prez no good. Pacers trail by 19. Stevenson passes to Brooks. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Nick Young.
You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
The Lakers have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Excellent game we've seen from Prez. He's got 41 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
Whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been a disruptive force out on the floor. And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
That's tipped. Here's Jefferson. Sinks the 15-footer. Jefferson's got 4 this quarter.
You know, as soon as he...
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Lakers ahead, just dominating this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Amazing offense in the first half. Where did that come from?
I don't really know, man. I was looking for chances to get my shot off, and, you know, I just happened to find them over and over in the first half.
Turn to Indianapolis, Indiana, with a look at all the activity taking place in this terrific downtown. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. We're seeing and it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Pacers trail by 20, taking a look at Los Angeles. Prez, he's in at the point. Hands out there with Mozgov. And it's Young, and it's Young, and it's the 3 spot. And Jefferson throws it down.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Pass to Nance. Screened by Young. Here's Prez. And it's Miles with the rebound. Miles has got his 5th rebound in this one. Jefferson with it. Now defended by Mozgov. Drills the 3-pointer. Brooks has got 7 points.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Here's Prez, and it's good from the elbow. And the Lakers lead by 17.
And that's how you shoot it from mid-range. Prez just nailing the shot with ease.
Out left to the wing. From deep, Miles. Nance with the rebound. Nance has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Well, you know, back in high school, Larry Nance Jr. almost quit basketball. You know, he was feeling tired and lethargic and couldn't figure it out. It turned out he was suffering from Crohn's syndrome, a chronic digestive system inflammation. But now, healthy, he's following in his father's footsteps and looks like he's going to have a long NBA career, too.
Stevenson dishes to Robinson. Stevenson kicks to Jefferson. Oh, and here comes Young all along.
Oh, talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
Whoa, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Prez with the bucket. Prez has got 47 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. The Lakers making a switch here. So it's Indiana picking up the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
Talking myself here. Talking myself. Hey, Mom.
How you feeling? You still get jet lag?
Yep. I don't know if it ever really goes away, but I usually find that sleeping helps.
Oh, okay. I can send you some sleepy time tea if you need it.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Okay, I'll do that. You need your rest. Tell that coach that you need more minutes, too.
I tell him every day.
He doesn't want to listen.
Well, I gotta earn it.
You are your father's son. Well, keep working hard. You'll get 'em.
All right. Thanks, Mom. Love you.
Bye, Fred.
Bye.
2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Lakers as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks at Phillips Arena. Looking at the Hawks, they come into this game having won 3 straight, looking to make it 4. We'll see if they can get it done. And under Budenholzer's tenure, this Atlanta team has been such a pleasure to watch on offense. How much has he changed the culture and approach for the Hawks?
Well, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not in the locker room, but from the appearance from the outside, it looks like the players are not worried about their own stats. They're focused on team wins, and that's it.
Well, I didn't really pay attention to the coaches. Everyone know I was a Jordan coach, but I do know coaches are...
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Last game for the Hawks, they picked up the W against Sacramento.
And they tailored a fantastic, I thought, offensive game plan. And that went, I mean, they knew exactly how to exploit the holes in that defense.
Yeah, their offense definitely carried them in that one. They passed it well, they shot it well, everything was working, and the points just kept on coming.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know here in Atlanta, Mike Budenholzer has assumed the dual role of coach and GM of the Atlanta Hawks. It's a tough task, but he can draw on the experience in San Antonio. Well, Greg Popovich has a similar role. Like Pop, Coach Bud makes sure to listen to his differing opinions and empower the staff. Kevin?
He's done a terrific job, Dave. Thank you. Brent, just how important is chemistry and how long can it take a team to develop the good kind of chemistry?
Well, one of the important parts about chemistry that we don't talk about enough, Kevin, in my opinion, is not when things are going good. Chemistry sometimes shows itself for teams when you're at the lowest points of the season and how quickly you can dig out. So you're always developing it, but it might be most important when you're struggling.
You were reading my mind. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for the Lakers right now, Ingram and Randall, the young forward tandem. Then there's D'Angelo Russell, and it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ball game. Screen by Howard. Hardaway kicks to Millsap. Yep, it counts.
Millsap exerting his will on the post that time, coming away with 2.
Russell passes to Zubac. Back to Russell. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles.
So all this time I wasn't talking. Oh my God.
Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
So the reason why I wasn't playing that much is because I was
the Hawks
eating.
Trail by 7.
And I still am right now.
Now Schroeder. An 11-point game for him in the win against Sacramento.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously, put on a...
Second.
Well, last year these guys were coached to share the basketball, keep making the extra pass until someone got a good look. They always talk about good to great. They're a prime example.
Los Angeles leading by 5. And it's Prez, top of the key. Pass to Clarkson. Now the dish to Mozgov. 5 on the clock. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Prez has got his first 2 points of the night. There are many heartbreaking stories in the NBA, but Prez's is right up there. Lost his father, a former police officer, in a car accident at age 14. Just a tragedy to befall Prez and his family.
And it's why he's so close to his mom now. But Prez loved his dad, and a lot of how he plays and acts is in honor of his memory. I know if his father were alive today, he'd be bursting with pride in how his son has grown into a man.
Here's Sefolosha following the bucket by the Lakers. Here's Bazemore. Off target at the rim.
Well, he had a wide-open shot, but instead he tried to do a crowd-pleasing circus act there, and as much as I like juggling, that's not effective.
Prez, no good. The Hawks trail by 9. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Really outstanding job by Schroeder there to go with the pull-up jump shot. If he's hitting those consistently, the defense might be in trouble.
Nice work there coming off the screen. Prez has got his second basket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
From the line, no good off the front iron.
Well, he really T-Rexed that one, guys, short-arming it. He should have taken more time to make sure he was comfortable shooting.
Fires from 14, and he gets the jumper to drop. And now a 10-point Laker lead.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, high level of activity, chaotic here in the first quarter, obviously paying big dividends.
There's the 3. Rebound, Atlanta. It's stolen by Prez. Latre, and the 3 ball is good. Prez has got 9.
Well, you got to get out of your hammock, and you cannot be lazy around Prez. Just so active on defense, always looking to swipe that ball away. You know, it's tough. A guy buries a shot on one end, and you want to go right back at him on the other. He tried it there, but just couldn't knock it down.
And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to summon up a little more sense of urgency.
Schroeder, and they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And you see that blonde streak for Dennis Schroeder? His mother used to run a hair salon. She wanted Dennis to dye his hair blonde. Instead, he did just that spot.
Well, it's become a bit of his trademark, Kevin, and during the 15-16 NBA season, even had his number 17 emblazoned in gold back there. So it's not the only thing right now that's setting him apart. There aren't many German players in the NBA. Of course, we think of Dirk Nowitzki first, but Schroeder coming along nicely.
Here's Schroeder following the basket by Prez. 1:05 left here in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Schroeder. Off target from outside.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Chris Humphries has checked in for Muscala. The Hawks trail by 15. And here's Schroeder. He's got 8. Picked by Humphries. Sefolosha with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Just 5 to shoot. The 3-pointer off the mark. LA has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. The shot's good from Nance. And the Lakers lead by 17.
Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
Just completely in rhythm, really from the opening tip, and they continue to pile up the points.
Schroeder dishes to Bazemore. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Lakers ahead, leading by 17. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. Transitioning from college to the pros can be a challenge for many players. Here's what Prez had to say about adjusting his game to the NBA.
Man, it's crazy, but I would say that the biggest difference.
Yeah, good points. What role does a trainer have in helping young players, guys, adjust to the long NBA schedule?
Trainers help the players endure the physical punishment their bodies take during the long season. For these young guys, it's all about improving your conditioning, just like you improve your game. A lesson I'm sure Prez will learn over time.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, I just really love that they're playing with their hearts tonight, contesting shots, making their opponent work for every point.
They've got Chris Humphries. Sefolosha is out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Hardaway in at the 2. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Kept alive. Nance. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for the Lakers.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
That free throw good from Nance. And the league is in transition, a healthy debate about who is the league's best player. I'll pose this question to you. If you were going to pick one player, who would it be?
Well, LeBron James is undoubtedly still the best player in the NBA, and if you haven't watched the past 2 NBA finals, shame on you.
Because he has been historically good in both.
Well, by the time it's all said and done, we've got 4 or 5 years still of LeBron doing what it is that he's done and marching up these incredible ladders, all the statistical significance and history that he's setting. But if we look at some of the young players, Kevin, the interesting debate will be, will Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Davis be the guy moving forward? I think you'd find it interesting if you took a poll as to which coaches would take which player first. I think you'd be surprised at those results.
Are you saying Towns?
I might say Karl Anthony Towns.
I know. You see the smile on his face. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, as always, the Atlanta Hawks run that fluid offensive system that is widely admired. You know, Steve Kerr, our old friend, used to say they get to the next level of their offense. You take away the first option, they automatically get to the second. You take that one, they automatically and fluidly get to the third option. And very few teams do that. Kevin?
Passing and shooting, DA, that's what it's all about. Thank you. Mike Muscala is checked in for Chris Humphries. Lets the 3 fly, and again it's the Lakers from deep. And you can see it in Prez's eyes. There is no way he's missing that 3.
And when he wants to hit from deep, it's almost as if he wills it in if you let him.
Here's Schroeder, and once again off the mark by Atlanta.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Prez with the bucket.
Well, so polished down low. Prez going to town against the weaker interior defense.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time.
of championships, the first time that had happened in the state's history.
And Ingram mentored and coached by former NBA great Jerry Stackhouse.
And I wonder if Stack was a little disappointed that Ingram didn't end up becoming a Tar Heel, instead choosing the arch rival and going to Duke. A one and done there. It certainly has worked out pretty well for the young fella.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Atlanta's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And Muscala kicks it over to Schroeder. He dishes it to Muscala. Pass to Schroeder from the arc. No good on the shot. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
I mean, a tough one. Faced some serious intensity in terms of that comeback, and they just got overwhelmed in that fourth quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't stay in the game long enough to force overtime.
And Prez really might be superhuman, so athletic and so talented. You can see the drive he has to be great.
And it's Schroeder missing.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Prez. And that one comes up a bit short.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
The Hawks have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Nobody near Schroeder. No good on the three.
You know, looking at his release and his form, it just seems like something is off, and it's affecting both his shot and, at this point, his confidence.
Now here's Prince. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for the Lakers. Clarkson is screen on Hardaway. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. The Lakers on top.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Big plays for you defensively, a lot of steals. Was that a point of emphasis, Eddie?
And we welcome you back with a look at Phillips Arena. Gustavo Sefolosha is checked in for Atlanta. Prez is checked in for the Lakers. So the Lakers 5 right now. Ingram and Randall, the young forward tandem. Then there's Prez. And it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Hardaway. Following the miss by Prez. Sefolosha kicks to Howard. And here's Millsap from the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac. Lakers leading by 21. Prez with the ball. He has 30. Turnaround Jay. He can't hit that time. Good D by Hardaway. In the corner, Sefolosha with it. And the three ball is good. Sefolosha's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, that shot by Sefolosha goes up almost as soon as he catches the ball there. Really quick release.
Got that bucket in no time at all. That's now 32 points for Prez. Now here is Sefolosha. He's covered closely. Hardaway, no good.
Not quite sure why he felt the need to rush that one. He had all the time in the world and just threw it up before he was ready to go.
Here's Prez. Offensive rebound. Ingram. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Love the heart and passion that Ingram plays with. Getting feisty underneath and clawing away some important rebounds.
Young's checked in for the Lakers. Now here is Sefolosha. He's got 9. Hardaway from outside. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
And the thing about Laker fans, I mean, they've always been used to their team being the favorite to win most nights. Lately, though, it's more about the excitement that their young players bring to the game and hopefully the bright future ahead.
You can't fault him for taking the open look, guys. Just didn't go in for him. But, you know, he'll look to shoot that one again.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Knocked loose. The Hawks trail by 21. Clock at 6. Howard, the pass to Prince. Hardaway for 3. That doesn't go either for Hardaway. Ingram kicks to Prez. And another basket for the Lakers.
Well, Prez in the mid-range looking very, very comfortable, showing off his shooting ability right there.
Now here's Prince. He's guarded closely. Now the feed to Howard. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep. Keep the ball here.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Dwight Howard. Last season, he played outstanding. 2nd in field goal percentage, 4th in rebounding, and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Mike Muscala is checked in for Howard. Ilyasova.